No witnesses, no case. A judge has thrown out charges of armed robbery and conspiracy against a Caledonia man and his father after the victims in the case didn't show up to court today. 24-Hour News 8's Joe LaFurgey has more on this case and the younger man's career outlook.
It involved a scrap over scrap metal. William Wilson Jr. and his son, William Wilson III, got into a deal this summer with two men, alleged gypsies, to sell them scrap metal. A deal that ended with allegations of guns being drawn and money taken, while the younger Wilson is out of legal hot water. He's also out of a job. What happens when the prosecutor builds a case but the star witnesses? In this case, the victims failed to show. In this case, it happened twice.
To us that they were having some transportation problems getting over here.
That was for December 8th hearing, set to determine if there's enough evidence to send William Wilson Jr. and William Wilson III to trial on charges the older Wilson pulled a gun on two men he'd sold scrap metal to and took their money. His son, the now former Caledonia Township firefighter, is accused of showing up in his pickup truck equipped with emergency lights for his then full-time job and a sidearm on his belt. Dad and son allegedly told the victims they were with the non-existent Alto Police Department and took $2,800 from the men. Money the older Wilson claims was his to begin with.
I think it's a reflection of the fact that this is a civil dispute.
The alleged victims, described as gypsies, wandering scam artists from the Detroit area, had another chance to get justice today. The court sent subpoenas to their last known addresses in the Detroit area. They came back, returned to sender. Deputies called them with a reminder of today's hearing, but as the clock ticked away...
It's past 10:30, and they have yet to appear here today.
We've heard that they run various scams, and that's basically the situation. And that the fact that they didn't show would be a reflection of the fact that there is something wrong with their complaint.
The judge threw out the case. Father and son were free, but what about the younger Wilson's career? He was fired by the township board last week, and Caledonia's fire chief says despite today's court action, Wilson won't get his job back. The chief says there were other circumstances behind the firing. He referred further questions to the township attorney. The attorney says he doesn't comment on personnel matters. Wilson's dad's lawyer says this may not be over.
I'm not his attorney, but I understand that he's going to be getting some legal advice on his rights as to reemployment.
We are trying to get a look at William Wilson III's personnel file from Caledonia Township under the Freedom of Information Act. It's a process that usually takes a couple of weeks. We'll let you know what we find. At the live desk, Joe LaFurgey, 24-Hour News 8.